because you're a handsome young man, I would say that. You know, I'm still gonna say young. I'm still gonna say young.
Okay.
You worked on Jerry Maguire with another handsome man. You're like twins when I see you right now.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. He seems to be a force to be reckoned with. He produces, he does stuff. He's very particular about what he wants. You know, I heard a couple of times when he shouted on whatever he did on the set. Working with him, did he give you any advice as an actor, or where did you work? What did you see him at Tom Cruise?
You know, I'm not going to say he gave me any advice because I'm sure you've worked with big stars, and you know, you sort of stay out of their way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I worked with, and by the way, like Tom Cruise is super famous.
Yeah.
I worked with Beyonce in Obsessed. And
oh shit, I remember that. Yeah.
I stayed out of Beyonce's way. I'm not gonna come up to her and be like, hey bae, give me some advice, you know? Like, I'm very respectful of super famous people. But I will say, something I noticed from him, man, and I'm gonna tell you a secret that I got from him, and this is just me seeing it.
Okay.
Even if he had dramatic scenes, you know, like Tom Cruise, this is a terrible imitation, and I'm sorry if any Tom Cruise fans, Yuza is going to leave a bad comment for me. But we had a dramatic scene in Jerry Maguire where my character played a quarterback who was not going to sign with Jerry Maguire, who's a sports agent. And so he has to understand that. And he did the whole scene, and he was like, he was like taking it in and like smiling and like doing like Tom Cruise. He was like smiling. Right. And I remember I was young. I was 22 when I did this movie. Young.
Right, sure.
And I was watching him and I was like, I can't believe Homeboy is smiling through the scene. Like that wouldn't have, like my choice would have been like, you're signing with someone else. Right. You're signing. And he was like, okay. Right, and then I remember, and then listen, I saw it in the premiere, big premiere, movie screen, up there, big screen, Tom Cruise. And he's up there and he's like taking this in and he's smiling, and I'm watching him and I'm like looking around and I'm like seeing like all these women and men and they're just like watching the screen.
Sure.
And I was like, and I've seen him I just saw Top Gun last week, great movie. And and I call it stealing smiles. Like stars like, by the way, Denzel does it too. Like, you'll notice like when he's in like Training Day, he's like a lot of his stuff, like all the memes, stars like they steal smiles. They know what is their look. I don't know that this is what they do, but the way I've comprehended what they do, the way I've interpreted it, I don't know that this is what they do. I don't want Denzel coming after me. Is that they like?
Nobody watches this.
Is that stars? You don't know that. He could be on the road and be like
bored and shit.
Let me see what this Pierre is up to. No,
Gerald Collins on the
we're
show.
not bored. Maybe somebody sends him a link, or maybe he names checks himself. You don't know. But they like. They like smile, you know, like stars, like they just know what they're stars. They just have a thing.
Jack Nicholson does it too,
all the time.
Right.
You know, and so that's what I got out of it. Is like I wouldn't say it's like you're watching greatness. You know, you're watching greatness. You know, you're watching stars. You know.
Yeah. I do that in the morning when I brush my teeth and look in the mirror. So, you know, shit. But I like that because it sounds like you're saying they take different angles to a scene that you wouldn't have took. Like the smiling thing, that's not something, like you said, you would have been more intense. Like sometimes you could be, here's the thing, when somebody's being mean in a scene, they could be like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna do this. Another person could be like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna do that to you.
By the way,
it's almost more fearful, like, oh shit.
It's like, probably more effective.
Exactly, like, oh shit, you know, it's not the normal thing.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But also I think it's like what stars do. They're like on a different level.
You're a good actor, you're a fucking star, don't do this to yourself.
I understand that. But I'm just saying, you asked me, did I get any advice from him? And I'm saying, no, I didn't go up and ask him anything. I kept my distance. And when I'm with stars, I literally only speak when spoken to. But like, I'm just trying to tell you what I got out of it. You know, what I observed. You know?
Have you ever worked with an actor? Have you worked with anybody ever gave you some advice on something? You said, you know what, I took that with me. I didn't think about that. With any movie?
You know what? I worked with Alan Rickman.
Oh, great. Oh,
He has passed. You can say God rest his soul there. God rest his soul. Alan Rickman. I did a play with him. He was Hans Gruber, I think. Hans Gruber in Die Hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one who was the English guy. He was awesome.
Fucking great. That whole movie was great. Yeah.
That whole movie is amazing. By the way, you could watch that anytime. It's one of those movies. That, Jaws, Goodfellas, Forrest Gump. Anytime it's on, you can watch it.
You did a play with him?
I did a play with him, and like it's so funny when you do a play, you do the same play over and over and over again. So you sort of get ticks where you enter, where you exit on stage, and where you go. And so. In a second scene, I had to cross him backstage so nobody can see us because there's a wall, and I had to go in this door, and he is going to go in this door, and he would always pass me in the second scene, and he'd grab my arm, and he would always say, "Remember to breathe." Wow. And it's so funny. I got to tell you, like a lot of times, anytime I get nervous, in any situation, be it a professional situation, be it a boxing with you, like, I'm like breathe. Get some oxygen in your head. And it's really funny. And that's like that's like the simplest, like most effective piece of advice. Okay. Even like driving, if you're in traffic, if you miss a turn, if you somebody beeps at you,
just breathe.
Just remember to breathe.
Yeah. What I do with those moments,
and by the way, and I say it in my head. I always go, remember.
To breathe.
Yeah,
to breathe. Not like that, yeah. Well, I always feel like this moment has passed.
Yeah.
That helps me. If somebody cuts me off, instead of getting mad, I say, this moment's passed. They'll go their way, I go my way.
Well, I don't yell at anyone on the road because I'm afraid I just assume everybody's got a gun.
Oh yeah, I
just assume everyone has a gun, so I'm not saying anything. You can go ahead, go. Bye.
You're such a nice guy.
No, it's not out of nice, it's out of fear.
Oh,
Trust
shit,
me,
okay.
I'm angry
You're such a scary
inside.
guy. Okay. Well, that's all good. Speaking of plays, you did a soldier's play with
Blair Underwood, David Allen Greer. Yeah.
And you said that was one of the most important things you've ever done.
Absolutely.
Why is that the most important thing?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because I came to work every day.
Okay.
And let's say there were 20 of us coming to a rehearsal space, and there were times I was only one of two
white people,
Caucasian guys in a room, and it was.
You felt the love.
Well, of course,
right.
But it was. I just knew we were doing something like important. For those who don't know the play or seen the play, it's a Pulitzer Prize-winning play, and it was the first time it was done on Broadway, and we did a read-through of it, all of us together. That's the first thing we did. We walked in the door, a couple of nods, a couple of hellos. I didn't know any of these guys.
Okay.
They didn't know me. I had met David Allen Greer maybe once before. Maybe I had met in passing Blair Underwood once before, but I didn't know anybody. And we sat down and we read this play, and it's a powerful play. If you haven't seen the movie,
Soldier Story.
Yeah, Soldier Story. That's the movie. And I just knew I was going to be a part of greatness. And then David Allen Greer won that Tony, and it won the Tony for Best Revival. And it was, I typically work, in like, kids movies or like, a daytime, talk show. I don't work on important things, and it was just like
one of the most,
it's going to be the most important thing I ever do in my life.
Go to manscaped.com, put in the discount code PANIC, bam, like you see, say PANIC right here, and get 20% off and free shipping and handling. Come on now, you're getting the Performance 4.0 package, y'all. I ain't lying to you, man. Get this right here. This is gonna save you, man. We gotta clean America up. And let's start off with your region down there, okay? Your ball sack area. Let's start cleaning up with that. Holla at your boy. I'll see you around with you being clean. Now, I don't need to see you clean, but I'm going to take your word. All right? Manscaped.com.
Turn me up a little bit.
If you like that clip, hit hit the subscribe button or the notification bell. In fact, why don't you hit both of them?